Back at California Speedway in Fontana, California, the debut of the new California Speedway. NASCAR coming back to sunny Southern California. Now entering this race today, the points in the Winston West Series. Butch Gilliland, a slim 7-point lead over rookie and impressive rookie Gary Smith. Also a rookie, Sean Woodside, back 37 points in third spot. Then Gunzelman, Gaylord, McAnally, Jacks, Kevin Culver, Dan Obrist, and Chuck Pruitt rounding out the top 10 after 6 events. Let's check in once again with Jack Arute.
Consider the plight of St. James Davis here. He's going down into a corner. He's running 3 wide, and he's in the middle of 2 cars. On the inside is 1 car, and the outside is Scott Gaylord. I talked to Davis, and he said all of a sudden it got real narrow. You want to know how narrow it got? This is the yellow paint off of Scott Gaylord's car. He said all of a sudden I'm banging. He said I tried to get into the inside car. He says the next thing I know I squirted out front. But if you don't think St. James Davis has had his share of problems, you know the roof flaps that they require. St. James Davis brought his car with a roof, and he had the flaps inserted the wrong way. So Kyle Petty, they made him cut the roof off and put a new one on. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And Jack, we can show you exactly what you're talking about, because with the Winston West Series, the rules are just as tough and safety is just as important as it is across the way here in the Winston Cup Garage. This is the roof off the car that St. James Davis brought here. When it went through inspection, these are the roof flaps. NASCAR did not like the location of them, so they cut off the roof, made that car convertible. As Jack mentioned, it has been a tough weekend for St. James Davis, but he took this in pretty good spirits. He even autographed it for the NASCAR guys, so when they take it home, they'll know where they got it.
You know, Bill, he told me, he said, I started racing out here 37 years ago. I'm now 54. When I started, they didn't have roofs on these race cars. You didn't have to worry about such nonsense as roof flaps. But obviously, that car number 22, St. James Davis, Kyle, that's obviously a name you guys remember coming out years ago here to the West Coast.
He's been doing this forever and ever. He and his wife, she helps him work on the race car. Truth be known, she probably does 90% of the work on the race car when I watch James walking around in the garage area. But they've always come. They've done it as a family. They drag that thing back year in and year out. And, you know, there's been times where he's been 7th and 8th in the points out here at the end of the year. So, you know, he has run competitive in the past. Not as much today as he would like, but in the past he has been.
And what a crowd we have on hand today at California Speedway. These folks have waited a long time for this racetrack, and boy, Roger Penske didn't disappoint them. He built a first-class facility, lined up. The campers have moved in, the fans enjoying the sun and the speed of NASCAR racing.
Folks, see those campers down there? Every camper that's in here every morning at 7 o'clock, they are delivered on Los Angeles time, free of charge.
That's better than room service at a lot of places. Well, they have refired the engines here. The cleanup is almost complete. Let's show you some of the graduates. We talked at the beginning of the show how these guys today are auditioning to maybe graduate to the Trucks or Winston Cup. The last few champions, Lance Hooper, Doug George, Mike Chase, Rick Corelli, and Bill Sedgwick have all moved to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. From there, they hope to follow Ron Hornaday or maybe Mike Skinner into the Winston Cup ranks in a few years from now. A huge crowd on hand here at California Speedway. When we come back, we'll resume Green Flag Racing after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Back in Fontana, California, California Speedway. We are located about 50 miles east of Los Angeles, about 60 miles due west is Palm Springs, California. These beautiful aerial shots from high atop this racetrack, courtesy of the fine folks from Pennzoil in our Pennzoil Copter Cam. A red flag condition for 13 minutes. The race cars were pulled on the pit road while the cleanup was completed down in turn 2.
I saw the aerial shot of this speedway. It looks just like Michigan, but Kyle, I've talked to a lot of drivers, John. I don't know that I've talked to you. It's not Michigan, though, is it?
No. You know, everybody talked about Texas looking just like Charlotte. Completely different racetrack. That's all I heard was this place is just like Michigan. Until you come out here and try to drive it. Look at the way these guys go through the corner. Instantly, they enter the corner late, and they dive straight to the bottom of the racetrack. There's not as much banking here in the corners, so there's not as much there to hold you. So you want to get down on the racetrack so you've got plenty of room to make a mistake.
As you look at our track description, the corners are banked only 14 degrees here as opposed to 18 degrees in Michigan. And that 4 degrees has made a huge difference in the Winston Cup drivers this week. Before we go green, let's check in once again with Jack Arute.
Well, Jerry, you may wonder, why is David Green deciding to stay out? He saw his counterpart from Winston Cup, Kenny Schrader, come in. Schrader told us during the red flag that they're going to try and do it with one additional stop. Well, I found out the reason. His crew has done the math, and they feel that if they race properly and race conservatively, and I find this hard to believe, they think they can do this race in just one stop. I don't know, Benny, I flunked math in college and in high school, but that is going to make it awfully tight at the end of the race. They got to be banking on a lot of cautions.
Yeah, they sure do. But again, there has been a lot of caution flags, and look at what we've seen in the first few laps. There will be a lot of caution flags.
All right, David Green being shown as our leader. That's our ABC field summary. Green, the 1994 NASCAR Busch Grand National Series champion, runner-up a year ago. He is a rookie in Winston Cup competition. You're wondering why he's running this race. Well, we told you at the top of our show, it's sort of like going to school if you're a golfer on a putt. You watch someone else putt, and you go out there and make yours. They wanted to run 200 miles today. Be prepared for that $2 million tomorrow. That's up for grabs in the Winston Cup 500 miles.
Green flag, and those spotters scream at the drivers, go, go, go. And right now we've got fast cars in the front. We've also got fast cars in the back working their way. We see Schrader trying to go on the outside of L.J. Fryer down in one.
Mike Wallace, Schrader all the way down to the apron underneath the white line. Meanwhile, the leaders flash by, but Schrader says, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm getting back toward the front. And there comes the green and white car number 3 of Kenny Schrader.
Trying his best to work his way back to the front. There we see the 9 car, Craig Rayburn. The red car. And Jeff Davis in the 81 car. And this is what the Michigan-style speedways are famous for. 3 abreast on the front straightaway.
39-year-old Jeff Davis was the meat in that sandwich. Now he gets by on the inside of Rayburn, and Schrader pulls to the bottom and takes the position away. Early laps here at California Speedway, riding along with Jeff Davis, who started way back in 23rd spot, now being shown in the top 10.
There we see Rich Woodman in the 86 car and Ron Esau in the 2 car, the Advantage Memory car. Here comes Esau right on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to take that spot away. Greg Rodman is the usual driver of the 2 car, the Advantage Memory car. He felt like he was not ready to run a California Speedway at this speed, so he decided to bring on Ron Esau, who has some experience at this type of speed and race course.
Now Esau has made the pass, but he is being inhaled quickly by Ken Schrader. Esau moves up, and Schrader goes beneath him as they head down the backstretch.
Here we see Jeff Davis and Mike Wallace. And there we see the Gary Smith car and Mike Wallace. We have Gary Smith there, the Canadian out of British Columbia.
Second overall in points. Rookie out here with 2 wins. Talking about the car number 45 of Gary Smith. As we watch these battles back for 7th, 8th spot, you'll see that David Green still leading the race. Butch Gilliland in the 2nd. Here goes Gary Smith trying to dive to the inside of Esau. And he will take that spot away. So many impressive rookies in this series. Another battle back in the pack. The 19 car, Billy Kahn out of Phoenix. On the inside of 25, Kevin Culver. And Bill McAnally tries to follow through the NAPA car. Culver comes down the racetrack. Guys, they're fighting for the bottom of the racetrack.
Everybody wants to be on the bottom. You see, they let somebody go to the inside and then instantly hang a left to try to get right back down on that white line.
Kevin Culver blew an engine late yesterday and had to borrow an engine as we have caution on the speedway.
And we've got a car spinning. That's the 07 Sean Woodside. Doesn't look like he's hitting things too badly.
Get it running.
His roof flaps are up, though. The one roof flap is up.
And he's running. The right side looks okay. The left side looks okay. Roger won't like him messing up his grass, but
as they race back to the flag.
1 car behind you. Let's go.
Auction out for the third time today. Well, Kyle, obviously you had to get somewhat backwards with that roof flap, enough air to pull that roof flap up.
Oh, how bad the car?
Yeah, the car has to at least be at about a 45-degree angle or so to get it back. You can see them as they come up off the corner here. The 37 car is a little bit high right there. He breaks loose. He breaks loose, and as he breaks loose, he's just in the smoke there. He didn't know which way to go. He turns left to avoid him and spins into the grass. And once he gets in that grass, here he comes around. You see the roof flaps go up. The 37 car bounces off the wall and continues on down the backstretch.
So Gunzelman does make contact with the wall. Watch this. Here's the blue car. He comes off the corner. Around he goes, and poor Woodside had nowhere to go. Ooh. What do you think? Gunzelman hit the wall pretty good, didn't he, Kyle?
Hit the wall really hard with that right front. As he comes around, as the thing kind of spins around and he catches it with the right rear, it slams the right front in it. So you know how it is, Benny. When you got your steering wheel spokes in the right place and you got that toe set, then all of a sudden it's all different. You don't know what's going on with it.
All right, let's watch and listen here again. And those two cars involved were third and fourth in the points coming into this race here today.
And Butch Gilliland decides running second. Decides to come in the pits. Butch give up a lot of track position. There we see Gunzelman with the damage to the right side of his car coming in the pits.
Let's go down to Bill Weber.
And waiting for Larry to pull that car down here, down pit road. And obviously the team very disappointed with what's occurred. He brings it to a stop. They go right to the right front tire. Left side looks fine. They'll fuel it. And now there's plenty of action down here on pit road. The 38 is in. The 07 is in. Here they're going to have to fix the roof flaps on the 07. But other than that, they said that he didn't hit anything and they felt the car was going to be okay. Gunzelman is down and he's away. They left the wedge wrench in the back right side of the car. So he'll have to come back in. He has a wedge wrench stuck in the right side of the car. Working on the right side of the 07 now. They're going to come around and do the left. You can only change 2 tires under caution in this series unless you flat spot them. So now they're waiting on the right rear tire on the 07, waiting for the jack to come around. They'll make a 4-tire stop, and then they'll send Woodside back out. Again, the 37 left that wrench in the right rear of the car. He will have to come back down pit road, and they'll take that out. Meanwhile, the 4 tires going on the 07 car. This could actually help him out a little bit. He's got 4 fresh tires and fuel here at this point in the race. So certainly not ideal circumstances, but maybe something they can make the best of, because you have to look for your opportunities here. This is a big race, and they're going to try.
The last car is turn 3.
They'll try and catch the pack and make the most of this opportunity.
You know the spotter is for the 07 car shot Woodside? Bill Sedgwick. We saw him on the graphic just a moment ago. Was he 2-time champion here, or didn't he win the Winston West?
Sedgwick, a multiple-time champion, sure was.
He's a spotter for Sean Woodside.
Won it back in 91 and 92. There you see Gunzelman coming back in. Remember the speed, 65 miles an hour. He hustles down pit road. Mike Stuer, who was the crew chief last year for Lance Hooper, who won this championship, is the crew chief for Gunzelman. Let's go back to his pits and Bill Weber.
And he brings the car back down pit road. They're going to go ahead and put left side tires on this time, and NASCAR told them make sure those left side tires are flat spotted. Now they're going to go under the hood. Of course, they're going to pull the wedge wrench out of the back. They're going to make an adjustment first, and then they take it out. Now they look under the hood, and we'll check on that. Now let's check with Jack.
Well, Bill, Rich Woodland brought his car on, and they are making a spring adjustment on the left rear. They have finished their work. They've changed 2 tires. Let's go back to you.
Well, the hood up on Gunzelman's car. Now they're leaning in through the window net, talking to him. Obviously, he has some kind of a miss or some kind of a problem with it. The crew talking it over. The field on the backstretch. They will get the green next time by, so they'll drop the hood, put the hood pins back in. Again, Gunzelman talking to his crew. His crew chief actually on the roof spotting for him, helping him get around this 2-mile track. They pull the sheet metal away from the right front tire. Now some coaching going on. Again, the field getting ready to take the green this time by. Gunzelman's going to have to hurry if he wants to catch the pack. He just sits here right now on pit road.
Kyle, I'm surprised that as hard as he hit the wall with that right front tire, it didn't break the rotor on the car.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of broken rotors this year for some reason. And, you know how it is when you hit and it kind of turns the wheel inside out and puts all that pressure on it. That's the weakest link because it's made that way for coolness purposes, and it'll just shatter one. And I'm really surprised at that.